Welcome to our farmer-focused training on how to report planted acres through Field Insights. You will need to begin by having a farmer account to proceed. Please reference our How to Create a Farmer Account video for instructions. Before we begin, there are 4 important items to note when utilizing Field Insights for acreage reporting. Number 1. This feature is best used on smaller policies or lesser fields as it does require acreage entry by field. It is very user-friendly and easy to navigate even for our less tech-savvy users. Number 2, it is important to make sure all added land is done prior to doing acreage reporting through Field Insights. Number 3, at this point in time, we are unable to add prevented plant or uninsured acres through Field Insights. And number 4, probably the most important item is once you have completed your acreage reporting, you do need to notify your agent so that they are aware that you have keyed in acres into Field Insights and that they can import those acres into our processing system. Let's begin by heading out to our farmer portal. You can access the farmer portal by going out to www.naucountry.com and clicking on the farmer portal login button. Once you've successfully logged in, you'll see our farmer portal home screen. On the home screen, there are multiple ways to enter into Field Insights. You can go up to the top menu and select Policy and either My Policies or Field Insights, or you can utilize these large icons in the center of your window and click on Field Insights. At this point in time, all of your policies will load onto the screen and you'll be able to select the policy you wish to report acres on. It is important to note the year of the policy that you are using, as our farmer portal does utilize and show past years of your policies. I'm going to select the 2022 policy. Once you have entered into Field Insights, you'll see your field card information on the left-hand side of the screen and your mapped fields on the right-hand side of the screen. Acreage reporting can be done either through the field cards or by selecting a field directly. We'll demonstrate both options today. To begin with entering in acres through your field cards, we'll begin by choosing the field cards on the left-hand side of the screen, and I will select this top one. One thing I want you to notate first is that this does show no crops in the top right-hand corner, which means that we have not assigned this field to a crop or coverage at this point in time. Begin by selecting the field card. When you do that, it's going to zone in on your field on the right-hand side of the screen, and it's also going to add an Edit Field button on your field card. I'm going to select that Edit Field button now. The Field Properties section up at the top of the screen is optional when you're doing acreage reporting. These details are very important when you're doing Field Insights growth models and advising, but they are not needed for acreage reporting. The center section where it says User Acreage is the area that we are going to report our acres. To begin so, we'll click on the Add button, and then we'll begin by keying in our acreage information. The first part is to assign this field to a crop or coverage. When I click the drop-down arrow, it will display the first 13 commonly used crops that we utilize in our system. And after that, if you go down, all other crops are available in alphabetical order. We're going to begin by reporting on a corn coverage today. I'm going to enter in my planted acres by typing in 36, and then I'm going to go to the planted date field. In the planted date field, I can click on the calendar icon, and it will prompt me to enter in today's date. If you choose to enter in a date before today's date, you can select anything on the screen. Otherwise, you can utilize the arrows at the top of the window to navigate to a different month. I'm going to switch to May and enter in May 25th as my plant date. The genetic diversity field is another field that is optional and utilized for our Field Insights growth models and harvest advising. However, it does not need to be keyed in for acreage reporting. I am going to key in the information today so I can utilize this field and Field Insights for all of the tools that it offers. Once I've keyed in my information, I can then come down and click the Save button at the bottom of the screen. Before I do that, I just want to notate this bottom section here where it says RMA crop insurance acreage. This is a read-only section. This will populate once your agent has imported your acres into the EasyWriter Pro processing system and they've been sent to the risk management agency to be processed. Again, coming over and clicking Save once my acres have been keyed. I can then move down to the next field card over on the left-hand side and click on Edit Field. Again, these field properties do not need to be keyed in for acreage reporting. I'm going to come down to the user section, click Add, and this time I'm going to do soybeans. We'll enter in our soybean information, our acres. All of these fields are tab focused, so if you want to use your mouse to click from one to the next, you can. Otherwise, you can do the tab feature as well. Again, I'm going to go back to the month of May, enter in the 25th. Since I'm on soybeans now, it is looking for different information for the genetic diversity. I'll come in here, key in that information, and again, hit Save down at the bottom of the screen. We'll do one more over on this side, and then I'll hop over to the fields to show you how the fields work. Over on the left-hand side, again, I'll just click right on a field card, do the Edit Field option. Come up here and do an add. Again, we'll maybe do soybeans this time again, and we'll key in 30 acres with a plant date of May 25th and enter in that genetic diversity. Now, if you are cropping multiple crops to one field, you do have the ability to add 2 different crops in here as well. Again, I'll click Save at the bottom. One thing to pay close attention to is as I'm reporting acres on these fields, my coverages are now being notated in the top right-hand corner of the field card. In this field card, you'll notice I have 2 asterisks before the coverage, and that's because I have done 2 separate crops that I have planted to that field. And when I hover it over it, you can see the tooltip that says corn and soybeans. Now let's take a different direction and report acres actually by the field. So the other option I have in here is I can actually select a field on the map. And when I do that, that field will jump to the top field card. And I have the ability to now report acres. So I'm going to click on that Edit Field button and then begin to fill in my user acreage. Go back to that May date and key in my genetic diversity and hit Save. To get a good look at all of your fields, we do have this legend over on the left-hand side of your map, and if you click on the barn icon, it does take you back to get a full look at all of your fields on the screen. Once you've reported acres on each field card, we do recommend that you take a few minutes to review each of the field cards to make sure that all of the data was keyed in correctly. At this point in time, once you've saved on all of the field cards, this is when you need to notify your agent that policy acreage has been keyed and that they do have the ability to import that information into the processing system. This is a very important step, as without notifying your agent, they will not know that you have keyed in that acreage information. Once your agent has imported in all of the acreage information into our processing system, they then have the ability to print out a preliminary acreage report, which you and your agent can review and make sure all data was keyed in correctly. At that point in time, we can get signatures from both parties, and your acreage reporting process has been completed. Thank you so much for utilizing our Field Insights system today for reporting acreage. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to your NAU country agent. And please make sure to check out all of our other Field Insights videos for the various tools that you can utilize within the system.